Hello and welcome to another episode of Mortgage Video Mastermind, where we bring you professionals who share insight into the latest trends, tips, industry, technology, and services to help you create more videos to use in your mortgage business.
Get people starting to sign in now. So how you doing today, Mr. Scott Schang?
I'm doing fantastic after San Antonio last week.
San Antonio was good, man. San Antonio was
a
good.
blast.
Gave me some really good ideas for.
Can't hear you, Ginger. Just so you know.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, now we can.
I don't know what's wrong with my very expensive microphone, but the microphone on my computer Logitech seems to work just fine.
Funny how that works.
I know. Okay, well, we'll do a proper introduction here. My name is Ginger Bell. I want to welcome you to another live event of our Mortgage Video Mastermind. And I have some very special guests today. We have Scott, Schang, Carl White, and our surprise guest, Frank Garay. And it's a special day for us today, December 8th. Very good day because we are launching our leadership video planner. So thanks guys for hopping on. Thanks for you that are watching us. And let's go ahead and kind of get started and talk about it. First of all, just for those of you who are joining us live, we were just talking about how we were all together last week. And so we did the call last week live. We were in San Antonio. We were at the Freedom Club event, which was absolutely fabulous. And it was so great seeing everyone live. You know, we obviously do these videos, have a great conversation, but you know, at the end of the day, there's nothing like seeing everybody live and in person, right?
And come to find out, Scott Schang with some very expensive cologne, man. He just smells good. Like I'm just so next time you see Scott at an event, make sure you get like real close to him and stick your nose up to his chest.
That's brutal, man.
That won't be weird to him at all. He'll be totally comfortable with that.
I can see from across the room. Hey, there's Scott. Wait a minute. I got to go smell him real fast.
Number one, I don't wear cologne. Number two, I'm the most introverted person on the planet.
Yeah.
So I
People want to
appreciate
smell
both
you.
of those.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh my God. Thanks, Carl.
Now we'll have to start a Smell Scott campaign.
Oh, jeez.
So Ginger,
What just happened?
Squirrel.
So Ginger,
Squirrel.
look what I found.
Oh, very
So,
good.
The newest book that Ginger wrote and was kind enough to invite me to participate in it. And you know, I was looking over that, Ginger, and so the name of the book is Leadership Video Planner, and I really like. And again, I just want to make sure we're completely transparent on this. It was 100% Ginger's idea, and she was kind enough to involve me in the book. But other than signing my name to it, I'm not really sure. I think it was 100%. Oh, I had a few ideas, but Ginger said, "Well, you know, another way we could do it." Yeah, I like that better. Let's do that.
That's true.
I like
You
that
had
better.
great input on it. You know,
So,
absolutely phenomenal.
But you know what it is. I think this video. So you know, Frank, a lot of problems that loan officers have in video is like we send out videos about the loan process and maybe update videos and the difference between a VA loan and an FH loan, which is all great information. And Ginger's got another book I highly recommend that gives 52 different topics about the loan process. It's really, really good. The problem is once they close their loan, well, you know,
And what?
yeah, then what? They don't want to hear about, I mean, just be honest, you know, before that's great information to them. Once they close, mortgage is not the most exciting thing to do follow-up with after they close. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Come to
and,
find
you know,
I was riveted to my mortgage stuff.
riveting.
Yeah.
You're
I
right.
want another one. You know,
You mean
Right.
I have to calculate my DTI after I close my loan?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't get that.
Uh,
Well, the whole idea, honestly, with the leadership video planner came from discussions I was having with our clients that, we do all of their videos and edit all their videos. And a lot of our clients are also managers, whether it's a branch manager or division manager. And so they wanted to do videos, not necessarily for consumers. And so the question was, what can I do? And so honestly, Carl, I have a book of quotes that I keep at my desk. And so I said, well, why don't you start off with a quote? Why don't you just start off with a quote and then, unpack that and talk about, what that looks like. If you're going to talk about, time management, you start off with a quote about time management and then talk about, what are the 3 things you can do as far as managing your time. And that's honestly where the idea came from, is to be able to provide, again, an idea. It's one quote each week for 52 weeks and gives you, something to talk about. And it works because, and that's one of the things, Frank, I'm so happy that you hopped on, because I call you the godfather of video, because you started doing video, and Carl, you started doing video in your business long before any marketer said, hey, maybe we need to do some video. And honestly, your whole back in the days when it was think big, work small, you started doing video for your team, right, Frank?
yeah, no, that's how it all started. And I just stumbled on it. I happened to buy what the hell? Oh no, I was trying to do sales meetings, and I had people spread all over the place geographically, 60 miles apart. And so I thought, man, it's not so easy. And a team member said, try a webinar. And this is when webinars were kind of new, and it was WebEx or something. I don't remember. I was like, okay. And so I tried that, and I saw that you could have a webcam. Like if you had a webcam, they could see me. And I thought, well, I'm going to try that, because who doesn't want to see me, right? So I get the webcam, and when I installed the webcam, I noticed when I installed it, it said, oh, you could make a video and email it. And I went, I could make a video and email it. And that's how it all began. I made my first video July 2nd, 2007. Made a funny little video, but it was a file, Carl and Scott. I mean, it was like not on YouTube or anything, it was like a file. And I sent that to the broker owner of my company, who thought it was great. And he tried to email it to all 1,400 loan officers, and they completely crashed their servers because they were trying to email this big fat video file. But
it was probably zipped up because it was 5 gig and
yeah, it was clunky and a mess. But then we made it to YouTube somehow, and whatever. The rest is history. So,
but I think the point is, which boy, what a segue. See, the very first quote in the book, is, man, what a great segue. So the very first quote to do a video off of is one by Henry Ford. And it says, you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. In other words, you just go out and do it. So Frank, when you started doing your videos, man, that was a great example. You just said, you know what, let's just go out and do this thing. And I think that's a real thing. Cause like on this series, the whole idea behind this is Ginger came up with this idea of, hey, look, the consumer direct videos are great. And they are, like, they're really good. If you're not doing them like as you're doing your loan process, sending out videos, man, it's a killer strategy to use. But then, like what you did, Frank, when you first started, like you just told Ginger, it was meant to go out to your team.
Yeah.
And so Ginger got this idea. Well, look, the video isn't just for the consumer. We can send it out to our team, right? We can send it out. Like if we're looking to, for our branch managers or company owners looking to recruit new talent, whether that's loan officers or processors or loan officer assistants or whoever, closers, whoever, or I always think of it like in branch managers looking to hire loan officers, you can do video for that. You can do it, Frank, as you do as an influencer. And so the whole idea behind this leadership videos is to position yourself to be seen as a leader for whatever group or groups with an S on the end of it that you're looking to do. I know we do it for our team. We do it for recruiting. and we also send it out to our referral partners.
Mhm.
And Ginger, like on the one we did with Henry Ford, it was like, hey, you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. Henry Ford came up with that. And so so then I do my close on it, or my call to action. So for my real estate agent friends, look, we didn't get famous because of what we're going to do. We got known in this industry for closing on time, giving great communication during the loan process, and follow up on the leads like green on a pickle. So you get even more referrals going forward. That's not a goal. That's what we're currently doing. And I'd love to help you out with your next buyer lead. My name is Carl White. Talk to you when you call that. That's it. Just quick video, quick call to action, and you're out of there. Just nice, short, and simple. I love it.
I like it too, because you can flip it around different ways. Like you use that quote and use it as a way that an originator can talk to referral partners, right? You could also use that quote just as like me and Brian and I used to teach, value, entertainment, enrichment. Those are kind of the three things that video really works well at. What you just did there, Carl, was a nice value piece, right? Very value, right? And bring value, letting them know that, we're right. You flip that into a value video, but these quotes, they can also be, just like Ginger said, these can be for just in general, just for clients, and they can just be enrichment. They can just be enrichment. So you can take any one of those quotes and just, when we get to the 3 points, what are the three things about the quote that you can talk about, you can position those to be just like enriching. Does that am I making sense? Make it like enrichment, right?
What's the difference between, what's the difference, Frank, just for my own clarification, what's the difference between, I love your value, entertainment, enrichment. What's the difference between value and enrichment?
So value would be like the educational videos that Ginger's so great at, and the other book is so wonderful at, where it's very educational based, right? That's high value to a real estate partner or a consumer who's trying to understand how this thing works. That's high value. So if enrichment though could be like that quote from Henry Ford right now, you can say, you laid that out, Carl, as to me, like more of a value item. But in enrichment, you could say, this is how this could pertain to our life. We need to lead by an example, with our children. I remember one of the things you could point out is, I had a situation with my kids where I had to, where some parent may have done this, but I did that because I want to, lead by example. I can't remember the quote exactly, but I think I'm online there, right? But that's more of an enrichment play. You know what I mean? It's like somebody who's watching that, a consumer might watch and go, yeah, that is true. I need to be more like that in my life or something. Get what I mean? That's more of an enrichment.
I get it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So value would be educational an educational thing. Enrichment would be like making something better or
inspirational.
Inspirational. Motivational, inspirational, that type of thing. And any of those quotes can be done any old way, which is really cool. I think it's really cool.
And thinking about too, everyone's looking for a reason to call your real estate partners right now and not talk about rate, not talk about service, all of those things. What better way to call a real estate agent who is going through a lot of challenges in motivating their team, probably building their team, all the other things, and say, hey, I'm starting a leadership video series, and each week I'm going to make an inspirational video, and I'd love to put you into the campaign. And by the way, it'd be great for you to share it with your team. Would you like that? Because then you can do on the enrichment side, and this is week 13, it's authors unknown. Any one of us could have said this. Push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. And so, you talk about that. So setting up the video, start off with the video, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Ginger Bell, go through your stuff. And today's quote is, push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. So, you think about the things. How many times do you get to where you're not pushing yourself, or you set a goal, you set a goal that maybe you're not pushing yourself. And so, in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 ways that you can push yourself and then get into that. Number 1 is, Set higher goals. Don't set goals that you think you can reach. Push yourself, set the higher goal, even if you don't reach it, right? The second thing you can do to push yourself is to get with somebody who is doing more than you are. Find a team member, find somebody else that you want to emulate and be able to grow to, and work with them and mentor with them, and do those things. And the third thing is sometimes you have to be hard on yourself. Sometimes we're too easy on ourselves and we don't hold ourselves accountable. And so, I want you to think about, what are the 3 things that you can do to push yourself? Number 1, set higher goals. Number 2, find a good mentor. And number 3, don't be so easy on yourself. So that's what a video like that would look like. And it doesn't have to be long, but in the planner, we have that. Frank, you talked about 3 things. We do things in 3. Videos are a great thing to do in 3. And then, put your call to action. Hey, if there's anything that we can do to help you push yourself to close, to close more deals, to find more listings, and to provide that, that's what we're here for. So make sure to put that call to action there. But that's the whole idea. I honestly think this needs to be not a hit or miss. This needs to be, you guys, and I'm getting so many messages from you, just bought the book, bought the book. I want you to just not buy the book. I want you to use the book. And that's part of my challenge in everybody pushing is, and so many people last week I saw, I was like, oh, I got your book. It's on my nightstand. Well, get it off your nightstand. That's not where it belonans.
It's not nighttime reading.
It's not nighttime reading. It's a workbook. It's meant to be used for working in,
It's the thickest toaster in my house. It's weird.
Put it next to the coffee pot in the kitchen,
You put the coffee cup on it every day. But that's really it, is figuring out, saying, I'm going to commit to this and I'm going to do it's 1 a week. It's 1 video a week, and you can record it from your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Ginger, to kind of do what you just gave an example of, and to Frank's point also, quotes are great because they're really just they're idea seeds. They're just a starting point, and you can take that one quote and you can apply it to several different perspectives,
Right.
And you can take and you can unpack it in a couple of different ways. And it's just good practice to just read a quote once a day, just as when you wake up in the morning, just read a quote and contemplate it from a few different reasons. A lot of people do that with the Bible. But if you want to do a business, you get a book of business quotes and then put your thoughts on video and just get it out there. Another thing I kind of wanted to point that I was thinking of when Frank was talking, it's never too late to start doing this stuff. We all know Frank's been doing this forever, and he was just a little boy when he got started. We all remember him.
I remember when I was about 11 years old, I'd log into a computer and I'd watch Frank doing his videos. It was awesome.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, it's feeling like that right about now.
Like seriously though, that was not that long ago. That was a blink of an eye. 2007. What was that? 14 years ago, something like that. The iPhone came out later that year when Frank started that. This stuff seems like it's been a lifetime, but it really isn't. It hasn't been that long. And from when Frank started doing it with these crazy files, and then I started blogging in like 2007, 2008, these technologies now are so amazing. We couldn't do this in 2007. Technology has advanced so fast, and it's so simple to do this stuff now. It's like there's not much of a technology hurdle. There's certainly not an idea hurdle, because that's what we're doing right now. Is we're going out there where you're not alone. There's a bunch of people doing this, and we can all do it together. And now with your book. But I love the fact that you're making us think it doesn't have to just be for business and consumer direct. It can be to build trust and authority in your marketplace and within your sphere of influence. And you just never know where that's going to lead you. you might end up with a daily show on the Carl White Network, right, Frank?
All kidding aside, Frank, all kidding aside, like really, as you were sitting there talking about that, Scott, I thought, Frank, for at least, and maybe for all four of us, but for sure me and you, dude, our life would be so much different, and probably not to the good, had we not done video. You know, video has
100%.
massively changed my life.
It changed my whole life. And I stumbled on it.
Yes.
I mean, I just stumbled on it, and it was
we didn't have a Ginger or a Scott or a Frank to help us figure this stuff out. And now it's so much. And you're right, Scott. The technology that we used to use to do videos, man, it was really clunky and really, really hard. And we had to have super smart people, you know, to help us do our little videos. And now, like, I mean, you said it, Ginger. Most of my videos, probably 95%, are shot right on my little iPhone. And man, I honestly think they look as good as our big fancy dancy cameras that we have in a little studio over here that we almost never use. And and I'm sure the three of you have the same thing. Is like when I go to conferences, you know, people come up and say, "Hey, I feel like I know you." It's like, well, you do know me, right? You just learned it through a media a platform, right. But you do know who we are. And using video to pre-indoctrinate people before you ever meet with them, like to send it out to real estate agents before you go to that real estate association meeting. It's a game changer. It's a game changer.
Yeah, there's so many ways to use it. I mean, I always, you know, whenever I'm speaking someplace, I always ask, you know, the association, usually it's doing it. It's like, hey, can I shoot a video for you? You can send out beforehand. And it amazes me. They're like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Nobody's ever asked that before.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'll shoot it and I'll send it. And then when you show up, everybody knows you because they've already seen you. They already feel like they've had a conversation with you. And it's amazing. You know, it's like somebody's like, how many, you know, you go to a big event in Vegas and another speaker had asked me, how come you already have so many full sessions, you know, at your events? And it's like, because I do video beforehand. And I tell people, you know, what I'm going to cover. They see me, I have a conversation with them, I invite them, you know, I tell them what they're going to get. And that's what video can do. You know, it's not just a matter of, hey, come and see me. It's like, tell them why. And I think that's sometimes what people miss too in videos. And what you guys did, I mean, Frank, my God, you look through everything that you guys did through the mortgage meltdown, you would not have had the following that you did. You wouldn't have changed, and you changed things for us in the industry. A lot of people don't realize how much of an impact that you had on our industry and how many positive changes that you made through video. You would not have had the same impact if you would have done, you know, just like a blog, like what Rob Crispin does, just writing the word, right?
No, the video was for sure the rocket ship or the rocket engine on all
the whole
that.
HVAC stuff back when you guys were going through all of that.
Oh yeah, back then. But I tell you what, man, I just want to dovetail off what Carl's saying and Scott is I just so appreciate, and I've told you this more than once, Ginger. It's like, I'm so glad you've done this. I'm so glad you've put together these books and these trainings to get people started in video, making it easy, you know, once a week things you can do here, laying it all out. I'm so happy you've done that because it does help people get started. I think people still, you know, originators, real estate agents, whatever it may be, still kind of don't 100% feel comfortable. And I think a big reason for that is I'm not sure what to say. I'm not sure what to do. Right. And that's where your training material and your books, and especially this most recent one, they become really, really helpful. And I just would encourage everyone to get the book and try it, because I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of you that will start. And then after maybe your third or fourth one, you're going to kind of get the bug, you know what I mean? And kind of start going, this is kind of fun, you know, and then you'll start doing more than once a week. You'll start doing other things on your own because you'll get comfortable with it. But the books are great and the trainings are great because they give you the starting point so you don't not start, right? So many people won't start because they just feel like, or Carl, they'll film on their camera and go and listen back and look at it and go, hell no, I ain't sending that thing out. I'm not putting that anywhere, right? Because they just don't feel like they had a cohesive enough thought, or didn't get the point across, or, rambled and just doesn't make sense. That's why I love what you do, Ginger. I'm so happy you've taken the lead in just getting video tangible for so many people, making it easy to get started. Because I know a lot of you out there, you get started, and then all of a sudden you're going to get hooked. Next thing you're going to be thinking, hey, maybe I should try a green screen. Hey, I should look into doing some editing. And all of a sudden you're going to get addicted to this thing, and you're going to start doing really fun, cool videos that, you're having fun with it. You know what I mean? And in the beginning, I would say this, you don't need any of that to get started though. You don't need any. It's the iPhone, the book.
Yep.
You're
good to go. $1,000 camera right here. That's all you need.
And the other thing, and we mentioned this while we were in Vegas, that about 3 months ago, something happened for the first time in mankind history. And that was more people watched video on this than they did their TV screen. More hours of video were watched this. The average person watched more video on this than they did their TV screen in the house. And so now, Scott, when you're doing video, you're being seen on an equivalency in their head, at least, their TV screen. And I think it's never been easier that you can get, let's call it normal people like us, to have the same fame as anybody else that's on TV, because you are on their TV. Right. And between Facebook and BombBomb and Salesforce and Total Expert and Keep and some of these other platforms that you can use, and LinkedIn and Instagram, like being able to send these videos out in all these different ways. I mean, it's never been easier to be famous, and people like doing business with people that are famous. Michael Jordan, last I checked, did pretty good selling tennis shoes. And my guess is he never actually made one, right? That's just, I'm just going out on a limb here. He never actually made one. He just became famous and selling tennis shoes. And people like doing business with people that are well known. And when you do your video, I know, I don't want to say movie star, but you're seen as as an expert in the field of what you're talking about.
And especially if you're authentic too. I mean, that's the key, is be yourself. So I want to throw in, we have some questions here. Dave is asking, what platform do you use to send out the video to a bunch of folks? And you mentioned some, Carl. So BombBomb is a great platform that you can just upload your video in, send it out to your database. I know, Carl, you use Infusionsoft, which is now Keep. We use that in our business, and you do have to put the video into something. So we put our video into YouTube, and I have a client, we manage all of their social media and marketing, and we actually put their videos into Vimeo, Vimeo.
And what we do on our videos is I record a little video, and then I give it to a virtual assistant, and this virtual assistant puts it in YouTube, puts it in Instagram, puts it on LinkedIn, puts it in Facebook. Somebody else, I don't even have to know how to do that stuff. I just give the video to my virtual assistant, and they know all the major platforms. And so it's and that was a great question. Which platform do you send the video out to? And the answer is yes.
All.
Well, I think all of them, as long as you can get them onto YouTube. I mean, that's, part of the service that we honestly have designed over the past year is, you can shoot your video, you send it to our assistants, your virtual assistants, and they put it onto YouTube, they post it on your social media. You don't have to know that. So as far as what platform, the answer, yes. Carl, is yes. They all work.
So here's a tip that I use. So my YouTube channel is primarily consumer facing, right? So sometimes you're like, well, I don't know if I necessarily want to do business to business videos on my consumer facing. So what you do is you just put it as unlisted. So that way it doesn't show up in the YouTube searches, but that link you can send to anybody and they can watch it.
Or set up another YouTube channel. I mean, I have a client, we're doing recruiting videos, and we set up another entire YouTube channel and use it to promote yourself for leadership if you want to do that.
I'm adverse to setting up multiple channels. I hate. I like as few logins as absolutely possible.
But you're missing out on those public hits, though, Scott, because you are an influencer. So I'm gonna pull you out on this one. I'm gonna challenge you to actually put those videos out there. We talked about that.
Well, we already talked about creating a different YouTube
and doing
channel,
the whole mortgage video mastermind.
But what I'm saying is, if you're doing videos for your team, or you're doing videos for real estate agents and you're talking about things and marketing things for consumers, and you don't want to mix those messages, all you do is set the privacy to unlisted, and then that link is live and anybody can watch it.
Yeah.
It's just not going to show up on the playlists and things like that.
And that's a great point, Scott, because sometimes I'll do videos that I want my real estate agents to see, but not necessarily my consumer database. And so you're right. So some videos.
And YouTube is the easiest place to host. I mean, that's really the only difference. Where do I host it? Do I upload it to Vimeo?
As long as you can afford it. As long as you can afford it.
What, YouTube?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pricey.
It's free.
Yeah,
if you're worried about the commercials on YouTube, leave yourself like 15, 30 seconds at the end of your video. And that's going to give you a long enough play on the video at the end.
Before the related videos pop up.
Isn't that interesting? That's a clever little hack right there. I like that.
That is. Yeah.
That's one of those ninja things, Carl.
Yeah. And just one more thing I wanted to bring up here before we close out is that we're going to be doing samples, like 52, at least 52 actually, examples of each. So of each topic, of each quote we get that Ginger's put in this book, leadershipvideoplanner.com, that we're going to be putting up samples of, here's how, Frank, I'm sure we've already leaned on you. Here's how Frank did it. I know we've leaned on you for sure, Scott. Here's one that Scott did. Here's an example that Ginger did. I'm going to do a handful of them. I know we got like Sue Woodard, I think so we're going to take some of these thought leaders, and maybe even some of you as you're watching this today, we'd love to see your examples to put up in the training. And so we're going to be showing you examples of exactly how to do them. So just in case you guys, gosh, what would you say on this one? We're going to give you examples of what we would say with that particular one. So I think that's going to be a nice little added benefit too.
And this group, Mortgage Video Mastermind group, there's over 1,000 people in the group now, right, Ginger?
Yep.
And we're all in here to help each other and to support each other and answer those questions, point you in the right direction, point you into the right resources. Some people, like Frank said, will want to start doing editing. Some people are going to look for a done for you or a done with you that they can trust. And we've got all of those resources available in this group.
Yeah, and we started a YouTube channel, Mortgage Video Mastermind, and all of the past videos that we've done are there. And then to your point, Scott, as far as getting your content out there, we're going to start adding some other content to the YouTube channel as well. And so some how-tos as far as how to maybe do some of the video editing. Scott, you did a great job last week, really unpacking some very simple tech tools to use to be able to do, your own thumbnails and things like that. And so I know, Scott, you're going to put some of those. So we're just getting started on being able to really get into helping you do more videos. So that's our goal.
And by God, we're going to do it.
That's right. Henry Ford said,
I have fun.
That's not a plan. That's not a goal. It's you can take it to the bank.
There you go.
That's a page one quote right there.
There you go. Yes. Hand selected. Yes, very much so. Well, good. Well, I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate you all really being pioneers in video. And being able to lay a lot of the foundation. And for those of you who are watching, get your planner, don't put it on the nightstand, put it to work, and post your videos. That's why we have this group. So record a video. And if you want feedback on it, this is a safe group. This is a private group. So this is where you should post it and ask people, hey, what do you think? What should, should I say something else? Should I do something? This is an opportunity for us to all learn and grow.
And
Awesome.
somebody said something to me one time, said, Carl, the video you do today is infinitely better than the one that you didn't do yesterday. Just do it, just post it, get it out there. It's totally okay. And we're way too hard on ourselves, and the people that watch us, it's people are not near as hard on us as what we think that they are, right? Because they want you to succeed. Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
definitely.
Hey, Ginger, it was an absolute honor to be on the book with you. I really appreciate you kind enough to reach out to me to involve you with it, and really looking forward to helping as many people as we can. And Scott, Frank, man, lifelong friends. I really appreciate you guys.
You too, man.
You
You guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pleasure.
Okay,
Congrats
awesome.
on the
Thanks,
podcast.
guys. And we'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
Okay, now go make a video.
Bye.
Bye.